Hello everyone, I'm Andy. Welcome. I decided to make a game unboxing video. I thought people might be interested, and if it seems like there is interest, then I will make more of these videos. But for now, I thought Mega Man X, this is a fantastic game. If you've never played this game, you really need to do yourself a favor and check this one out. It is fantastic. This is a great game to get started if you're looking at Super Nintendo games. Definitely. So let's look at the box first, which right away some of you may notice. I believe this is Launch Octopus here. I believe he is maybe the wrong color on the cover. I think he's a different color. Maybe I'm wrong. But here we got the top of the box, and we got this side here, and then here's the other side. And then the back. I like how they give you a little story on the back here. And oh yeah, look at this, 12 megs featuring 12 levels of action. That is interesting. 12 megs. Oh gosh. And I don't even know if they mean megabytes or megabits. I'm guessing, given the average size of Super Nintendo ROMs that I come across, yeah, they must mean megabits. So this is not even megabytes. That is incredibly small. It's amazing, though, when you play these games to see just like how much they pack into such a small space. So you get some nice little screenshots here. I appreciate that. This is actually one of the I mean, when you didn't have internet, this is pretty much how you had to find out if the game was any good, or looked like it might be any good. And I remember actually, I came across a box once. I wish I could remember what it was. What game was that? I came across a box though, and it didn't even have any screenshots at all. It just had the cover, which was just kind of like a nice piece of artwork, but on the back it was just text. There was no pictures of the gameplay at all. I was surprised, and I thought, wow, they must be really confident that their game is going to sell. If I ever find out, I'll have to update on that. So we're going to open it now, and before I do though, I'm going to point out that I highly recommend that when you open your Super Nintendo games, you open it from the right side. I always open my games from the right side. The reason why is because if you look carefully, you see on this side here, let's turn it actually. There you go. Okay. You see on this side, it's just a flat edge. Okay. Let's look on this side. Okay. You see those tabs there on top, right there, right there. Those tabs, they hold it in place on this side. So if you try to open it, chances are it's going to bend it right there. It almost always does, and it'll, especially if the box has never been opened before, it will damage it. You're going to damage it. It's pretty much a guarantee. Whereas on this side, you can open it very carefully and not damage it. So sometimes, like if it sticks out just slightly, you can get your thumb on there. I would not use my thumbnail though. I wouldn't recommend that because you can damage it that way too. It looks like I can't get a good grip on it, so I'll take my trusty tool here and just very carefully just pull it out. There we go. Now, this box has not actually been opened very much. Sometimes these flaps open a little easier. This one's actually on the stiffer side because yeah, it just hasn't been opened very much. So let's see if I can get this out of here carefully. And then just easy now. Very good. Okay, I'll set this over here. So this is normally what you would get. You would get your cartridge, and then your instructions and some extra goodies. Now, real quick, I'll point out that you can see that this is in a bag. This is actually a bag that I specifically made to hold these. Normally, these would just be laying in there on their own, but dragging them in and out of the box, especially for this video. I try to take care of them. I try to be very careful with my stuff, so I want to, take the best care of it I can. So I keep my manuals typically in these baggies, so that way, just in case they do get slid around, just no extra markings or anything like that. So yeah, this is definitely an aftermarket bag, though, is the moral of the story there. Now this, on the other hand, is not. Super Nintendo games normally came in a bag like this, and so to get it out of here, you can try to reach in, on the sides and dig it out. However, I'm going to put this over here, actually. There we go. Give myself a little more room. Okay, that's better. So, yeah, you can try to dig it out. Or, if you just flip it over, there's always a little hole here. So you just put your hand behind it, give it a little push, and it'll pop right out. And very often these boxes are pretty infamous for, especially during shipping and whatnot, they can get these side pieces pushed inwards, but if you just take your fingers and kind of pull, you can usually kind of set them back as long as they're not damaged or bent too much. But yeah, this holds the cartridge, so I'll put that there. Now let's go ahead and look at the cartridge first. So take it out of the bag here, and then you get a nice little dust cover on it too. I think there was a certain point in the lifespan of the Super Nintendo when Nintendo stopped including these with certain games. I'm not 100% on that, but I just seem to recall that I may have bought a later game or two and it didn't come with this, but maybe somebody else can actually confirm that for me. Anyway, though, yeah, got a really nice label here. Same picture. I like the picture for Mega Man X. I think they did a good job. Here's the top. Take this dust cover off. There you go. There's your dust cover. There's the back of the cartridge. The other side. Sometimes the cartridges, like this one for example, I don't know if it's going to show up in the video. It's very subtle on this cartridge, but the plastics that they used over time will sometimes get a little discoloration to them. And so actually the front half of this game has a slight discoloration compared to the back half. I guess it's just the components that are inside the plastic react to, I believe it's UV light at times, or maybe it's not even UV light, maybe it's just light in general, or maybe it's just time. But that's what I've heard anyway. So here we got the pins of the cartridge. And I recommend, if you're new to retro gaming, that you always check your pins on the cartridge before you put it in your console. You definitely don't want to put a dirty game in your console. That'll mess things up pretty quickly. Got to take care of your games. And never, ever, ever. People, it's much more common knowledge these days, but it wasn't as when we were kids. Do not ever blow into the cartridge. That is definitely bad. It will actually create a buildup at times of, I guess, old saliva, and it will grow. And I've seen it on some cartridges from time to time where it will have this funky green growth on it, and it latches on there firmly, and it can be very difficult to remove it. Okay, get those out of the way, and let's check out the goodies. All right, we got ourselves our manual here, and yeah, some extra goodies. So let's take these out. And like I said, this bag is my own doing here. So, but that's the only thing. Everything else is all original, and this is an original copy. Okay, so these are the things that would be included. A little extra. So we'll take a look at this registration card first. So what do we got here? Okay, so this is pretty typical. A lot of games would do this. They would include these registration cards, and companies liked it when you'd register because, again, no internet back then. But they wanted to learn about their customers, so if you were willing to send them a little something, they would usually send you something. So free prizes which usually it was like this makes it kind of sound like, hey, you're going to get free prizes if you put this, if you send this to them, but usually it's a chance at a free prize, not a guarantee. But they want to know stuff about their customers. So here, okay, yeah, monthly drawing for free Capcom games. So yeah, to be eligible, yeah, let's hang on, let me read this here. To be eligible for our monthly drawing and receive information on our new products, announcements, and special offers, please fill in the questions below and mail within 15 days of purchase. Why within 15? Would that really matter? Winners will be contacted within 30 days of drawing, and he or she will receive free Capcom prizes. Huh. Okay. Doesn't say what the prizes are that I see anyway. Okay. So yeah, you got to fill it out with your information, and then they ask you some interesting questions here. So yeah, they want to know just about you. I wonder what kind of questions. So pretty standard stuff at the moment. Let's see. Which systems do you own? Okay, so Nintendo, Super, Genesis, Game Boy, Game Gear. Okay. Now, this is interesting because they mentioned basically Nintendo and Sega products here. I've seen other cards like this, though, where they go a little extra because some people right now are probably like, hey, wait a minute, you forgot some stuff. I mean, some places will ask if you're on, if you have a PC, but also, while Nintendo and Sega were battling it out, there also was NEC, a company with the Turbo Graphics, and then I think during this time that was probably the main. It really was just Sega and Nintendo to most kids. I never even heard of a Turbo Graphics for a very long time. And I think that's how most kids probably remember it too. But I just wanted to point it out because some registration cards, you will see it on there. They went to that extent. How much time do you play each system? How much time do you play each system? Okay, yeah, just make sure I read that right. 1 hardly ever, and 5 a lot. Okay, all right. For me, I would have definitely. Well, here, let's just fill this out for Andy real quick. Let's see here. So yeah, which system do you own? Well, I owned a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo, and I had a Game Boy, but we went to Disney. And it was stolen. Somebody broke into our vehicle and took it. That was such a bummer. They took my Tetris. They took my Super Mario Land 2 and my Super Mario Land 1. It's like, what the heck, man? And then I did get a Game Gear eventually. I didn't actually get a Genesis though until way later. Way later. But I'm glad I did. Good stuff on there too. So let's see here. Yeah, how much do you play each system? Well, I had so since I had Nintendo and yeah, okay. I mostly by the time I got a Super Nintendo, that's what I played the most of. And 5 a lot. I would say being a kid and still in school, but when I had time, I would say a lot for the free time that I had, or maybe a 4. Yeah, definitely. Did you rent this game before purchasing it? Oh, interesting. I did rent games. I don't remember if I ever rented this one, but I believe the first time I saw it was at a friend's house, so I'm not sure the answer to that. How many games will you buy in the next year? Oh, interesting. Well, if we're going off of little Andy, let's see here. We got less than 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 10, 10 plus. Oh, man. Definitely probably like less than 2. 3 to 5 is like... I do remember a year or two where I probably did get like 3 games. Yeah, but that was rare. It was less than 2 is definitely closer. Let's see. What type of game do you enjoy the most? Ooh, adventure, role-playing, sports, puzzle, educational, arcade shooter, arcade fighting. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I would check off... I wouldn't have probably checked off role-playing when I was a kid at this time frame because I didn't even know. I didn't play my first role-playing game until a little later. It was Final Fantasy Adventure. Let's see here, though. Okay. So, yeah. Adventure, though. Sure. And then arcade shooter. Yeah. Arcade fighting. So, I guess those 3 I would have checked. Where did you purchase this game? Mass Merchant. Oh, okay. Toy store, mail order. Hmm. Software specialty. I guess that's like a back when they had Babbages and stuff like that, I guess. Hmm. How did you? Well, actually, where did I purchase this one? I did not own this game as a kid, so this is not like an original copy for me. I wish it was, but just nope, didn't actually get it as a kid. Borrowed it from friends, I think, and like I said, I might have rented it. Um, but um, I did eventually get it from a local person nearby that happened to be selling it, so that was cool. Let's see here. How did you hear about this game? Friends, friends, and Nintendo Power. Let's see here. Magazine ad? Well, not an ad, but a magazine. Yeah, close enough. I'm kind of surprised they don't mention Nintendo Power. Um, yeah, definitely friends and Nintendo Power. How would you rate this product? Ooh, I like that. Okay, yeah. Five. Definitely a five. Mega Man X is awesome. I love this game. So yeah. What else do we have here? Okay, so these came in a lot of Super Nintendo games. I like these. These are very memorable. I bet a lot of people remember these, and it's double sided for just goofy picture. Like I don't know. This is just very classic to me. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people, if you haven't seen this in a long time, like if it's been many years, and then you just suddenly see this, I think a lot of people are going to remember it and just be like, "Whoa!" Like, well, yeah, I didn't mean to. That was okay. That actually worked out really well. I did not mean to do that on purpose. That's funny. But it is like, whoa. I think they're going to be like, "Whoa!" I remember that. I don't know. It just stands out. It's goofy. It was just a silly little kind of thing there. But let's take a look inside. Okay. All right. So, bit of a story about this guide. Not this time around, but maybe another time I'll tell a little story about this guide. I do actually have this though. This is good. It's got all kinds of fun stuff, and it just like it's a password guide and just all kinds of good passwords. Let's see here, but it's yours free. How is it free? I'm guessing if you subscribe to Nintendo Power. When you join. Okay, yeah, they want you to join. Now, if you already were subscribed to Nintendo Power, I don't think you got this. So, what the heck, Nintendo, you know? You should, your loyal customers, take care of them too. But I'm pretty sure that was only if you, like one of those kind of things where only if you just joined up. All right, so here's the top area. I'll move it down in a second. But yeah, they definitely want you to join the Super Power Club, which is basically Nintendo Power, I believe. Let's see here. 3 years of the club, 2 years benefits, including 24 issues of Nintendo Power, my free passer, okay, the guide, and well, that's it. Okay, so yeah, it's basically just for Nintendo Power Magazine, which is really good magazine, really good. Like here's some of them, and then one down here. If you've never checked out Nintendo Power Magazine, I highly recommend it. It holds up to this day. It has aged mostly well. I would say the only part about Nintendo Power Magazine that I off the top of my head, I don't care for is the responses to people's letters. The editors or whoever was responding to the letters sometimes were kind of, well, rude, honestly, at times. And then they used to have like celebrity profiles, they called it, where they would like interview celebrities and like ask them about the games they play and stuff. And I never found that too interesting myself. I'm getting on a tangent here. But anyway, great magazine, I should say. Holds up very well, and I highly recommend it. Absolutely. But yeah, it looks like you can order. How much does it cost? How much, or did it cost? Let's see here. This is unfortunately Nintendo Power is no longer made. Understandably so, but yeah. So if you order 1 year, you get 12 issues for $18, or $25 if you're in Canada. Okay. Canadian funds. I've never heard it said like that. Pay 25 Canadian funds. That just sounds... Okay. Anyway, though, yeah, 12 issues for $18, which to me is like, boy, is that like, man, that just seems so cheap. Or let's see, 24 issues for $33. Okay. And then what do we got? 36 for $45. Man, that's honestly like kind of surprising they were able to offer this for so cheap. Wow. Yeah. It was so good too. Cool. Well, there you have it. And then this also, as far as I know, this was in like pretty much every single Super Nintendo game. This may have been even like a bit of a requirement. I don't know, because I think it has a little bit of an epilepsy kind of warning, stuff like that. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, they have different warnings and stuff like that. So and then they have it in, I believe, different languages. Yeah, so you get all kinds of just information about it. There's actually a fair bit here. Let's look real quick. What do we have here? Hardware precautions. Anything interesting? Always turn the power switch on the control deck off before loading or removing a game. Sure. Do not use any power plug other than the AC adapter provided with your SNES. Which is actually pretty good advice, unless you get a power adapter that you know is made well. That's sound advice. Generic adapters can often be troublesome in more ways than one. I do not use generic adapters unless I know that they're made well. Absolutely not. Okay, don't disassemble. This all seems pretty standard. Let's see here. Do not drop, hit, or otherwise abuse Super NES components. Wow. Okay, yeah, that seems pretty standard. Oh, do not spill liquids on the control deck. Yeah, don't do that. I think what I'll do is in another video, maybe if people are enjoying these videos and want to see more, then maybe I'll just make a separate video just for this, because there's a lot there. Could be interesting. All right, so on to the manual. Here we are. And I like the manual for this. It's got a good feel. I appreciate too, because they're a lot of these manuals are in color. Capcom, I believe a lot of the NES manuals, they weren't in color, if I recall. I think they might have had some, but just on NES, there were a lot of manuals that weren't in color. So Super Nintendo definitely had a lot of color manuals. I don't know if Nintendo required that, but I appreciate it because I love a good color manual. But actually, going back real quick here, I saw something that caught my eye that I don't think I ever... Yeah, look at this. Wow. Okay. Game counselors available 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So wait a minute. Capcom password and code line. And it's a 900 number. 95 cents for the first minute. 75 cents for each additional minute. Get your parents' permission before you call. Okay. That is interesting though. So game counselors available, and it is a long distance potentially, but it's not a 900 number. So if you called that number, I wonder if you're stuck or something, you could call them. But if you actually want a password or a code, then okay, sure, this one. That makes like the wording there is like pretty straightforward for what that number does. But this one, man, I'm so curious. Tell you what, again, if there's enough interest, maybe I'll call that number, see what we get. That's interesting though. You never know, it might still work. I called Nintendo and Sega numbers that are ancient, and they still work. So might be surprised. All right, what do we have here? A special message from Capcom. Thank you for selecting Mega Man X, the newest addition to the Mega Man saga. Yeah, saga indeed. Following the success of the original Mega Man series, Mega Man X introduces all new Mega Man for Super Nintendo Entertainment System using the latest in 16-bit technology. All right. Features colorful, state-of-the-art, high-resolution graphics, stereo sound. Okay, okay. And then Joe Morikai. I don't know how to say that, Joe. But they even have their signature there. Okay, that's cool. Got our table of contents, sure. Let's take a look here. See, this is already nice though. Like just color, like that really is something that I appreciate. Like whenever I go to the black and white manuals and it's just so dull and I don't know, uneventful. It is nice and like there's just little stuff in the manuals too. Like right here, okay, so you got these little yellow shots. Like these are the little pea shooter shots from Mega Man going across to underline table of contents, which is in blue, and then you got I don't know, like the page number 3 down here with whatever that is around it. They didn't have to. It could just be a an ordinary 3 there, but just a little extra effort there that they put in. It's like somebody had to make a decision to do that and like put the time in, and they did, and I appreciate that. All right, so some safety. Look, this is very similar to this thing here. It looks like just kind of your standard stuff. Getting started, and then okay, yeah. A lot of games manuals have this, put the game in the system and, telling you how to use it. Wait a minute. Watch the screen. Okay, this is interesting. Hang on, my piece of paper is okay. Watch the screen closely as Dr. Kane examines X's design specifications. Press the start button. I am not the most knowledgeable of Mega Man lore, so I find it interesting because it says Dr. Kane. Maybe that's the guy's. I'm used to it being Dr. Light, but I guess that's regular Mega Man. Yeah, so the new guy, yeah, he's probably Dr. Okay, that's probably what it is. Some people are probably shaking their heads right now, like Andy, how dare you not know that? If I read the manual more. Let's see here. Okay, so just getting started. Oh, the Journal of Dr. Kane. Okay. Oh, this is cool. I'll be honest. I've never actually read these, as far as I recall. Especially when I was a kid, with having ADHD, getting me to read a story like this was near impossible, and pointless, But these days, I'm curious though. I'm just going to take a moment here, see if there's anything interesting. Still nothing. Okay, so April 8th of a year that we're not sure of, it seems. For the last month, I have been sifting through the dirt, trying to find a fossil record which would verify my findings on Mesozoic plant life, but so far I have come up empty. Tomorrow I'll move my archaeological dig to a new site. Maybe I'll have better luck. April 9th. Set up camp at the new site and laid out a preliminary grid work for the dig. I got some odd readings at location E46. It looks like something metallic is buried several meters below the surface. I think I'll begin there tomorrow. April 10th. I can't believe what I found. Several meters below the surface was the remains of a lab. This is getting interesting. Although most of the lab was damaged, I did manage to find papers that indicate that it belonged to the famous robot designer Dr. Thomas Light. Whoa, okay. So now we're getting Dr. Light in the mix. I've begun to review what is left of Dr. Light's notes, and it looks like he was onto a major breakthrough. The notes keep referring to the capsule. Okay, so 3 days later, April 13th. What do we have here? Wait a second. Okay. I found it. Standing 14 meters high and 8 meters wide, the capsule was hidden underneath a collapsed ceiling. Even underneath all the rubble, the capsule has remained intact and was still running some sort of diagnostic when I found it. There is a warning on the capsule, but all of the indicators on the capsule show green. Should be safe to open it. I'll know tomorrow. Okay. April 14th, today I met X. Not simply a robot. X is something totally different. Light has give him? Am I reading that right? Light has give him the ability to think and make his own decisions. Oh, whoops! They forgot. They missed an N, I guess, after give. Maybe I don't know. Okay. Otherwise, I don't think I noticed any other issues. Anyway, at times, X seems more like a man than a machine. Okay. Next day, Light was a genius. I've been going over his design notes, and they are a quantum leap beyond anything the world has ever seen. Using them as a guide, I may be able to replicate his design and integrate them into a new generation of robots. I'll begin transporting X and the rest of Dr. Light's things back to my lab tomorrow. Oh, so that's how this unfolded, it seems. But we have even more. How long does this go on? Oh, we got a little bit to go. Okay, all right. Now I'm just curious because in the game, I know that when you come across these capsules, I believe that is Kane. So it's like, well, what happened? Let's see here. Maybe we can get some answers to these questions. So November 22nd. Oh, so it's been a while. So April, May, June, July, August, all the way up to, okay, yeah. That's quite a while. With X's help, I have completed my first Reploid. Although I don't completely understand how all of Dr. Light's systems works. Yeah, I think you can say that. I was able to make some minor modification. It's a little tough for me to read at this angle. I got it flat here. It'd be easier. Maybe if you can still see, because I want you guys to be able to see it too. I think this might work. Yeah, that's easier for me to see too. All right. Where was I? I was able to make some minor modifications, and the Reploid seems to be functioning perfectly. His strength and intelligence seem limitless, and he is fully able to make his own decisions. In fact, we got into our first argument. How intriguing. Oh, I wonder which Reploid that is. The new Reploids have been running off the assembly line for oh wait, this is January 3rd, so November into January. Okay. So again, pretty good jump there in time. Okay. So yeah, they've been running off the assembly line for several weeks. It's amazing how easily they have been able to adapt to even the most difficult jobs. It still is a bit odd to see them working side by side with humans, but everyone seems to be happy to accept them. Okay. All right, now we're into February. 3 Reploids went maverick today and injured 2 people before they were stopped. This is the 3rd instance of this type of behavior, and I still have no idea what's causing it. There is some talk about stopping the assembly of many more Reploids, but I don't think it will happen. Maybe we've become too dependent on them. Boy, this happened fast. Kind of makes you think about the times we live in right now and all that. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. The council has now decided to set up a group of hunters to destroy any maverick before it can cause injury. The Reploid named Sigma has assigned to lead the hunters? Wait. The Reploid named Sigma has assigned to lead the hunters. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. I just had to make sure I'm reading it right. The Reploid, here, can you all see that? Yeah. The Reploid named Sigma has assigned to lead the hunters? Whoopsie. Sigma is one of the most intelligent Reploids I've created and contains my latest circuit designs. His systems should be immune to any problems. Okay. I usually read this, like, if I see something that seems like an error, I'll read it a couple times, because sometimes it's just me and it's not actually a problem, but I think this time it actually is a bit of a grammatical error there, I guess you would say that is. Okay. May 16th, so February all the way to May. Man, okay. It's been 2 months since Sigma took control of the Maverick Hunters, and he and his hunters have been able to prevent any further injury to the population. Oh, everyone is starting to breathe a bit easier. Okay. I am a little worried about X. He seems unsure of his place in life and what Dr. Light had planned for him. But given time, I'm sure he'll find his way. And I think we have one more journal entry here. So June 4th. Okay. What happened in June? Oh. My worst nightmare has just come true. Sigma went Maverick today and took most of the other hunters with him. His motives are unclear, but it seems that he decided in quotes, that humans are inferior in limiting the growth of the Reploids. For that reason, he decided that all humans should be eradicated. Oh man. That sucks. Most of the population is in hiding or trying to flee the city. I'm not sure how long we can hold out against Sigma's forces. I fear I've built the Reploids too well. X is taking the news of the war very personally. He wants to join Zero, the new leader of the Maverick Hunters, when he goes after Sigma. I'm doubtful of their chances, but I won't stop him. Something has to be done. Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't know that it unfolded like that. That is interesting to me. I learned something. That's very cool, especially for a game that I love so much. It's, you think I would have known that, but it's about friggin' time. So you got the controls here, pretty standard stuff, and I always appreciate this too. They give you a nice little diagram of corresponding buttons and all that. Again, they didn't have to show the controller like that. They could have just wrote it down and that's it. But they, little extra effort there, and I always appreciate. See, nice colors too. Look at this. Look at these. Just you got these pictures and stuff, and like nice screenshots. Like they look like they're not askew or anything, and like good colors. So this is nice. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I just it's a shame. They don't make them like they used to, that's for sure. But it is what it is. Makes me appreciate what we did have all the much more. Okay, so a little bit about your power and about your weapons. Definitely good information here. Oh, you got a picture of Zero in here too. Cool. Okay. And then yeah, so a little information about the status screen of the game when you pause it. You can change your weapons and all that. Dr. Light's design notes? Now we have notes from Dr. Light? How many of those are there? Oh, we got it. Okay, let's take a look at these. What did Dr. Light... Okay, so Dr. Light is the original robot creator from the first Mega Man games on NES. So let's see what he has to say. Actually, I'm going to hold it up again. Okay. I've just come up with a new design. Okay. Oh, it's not dated. Okay. I've just come up with a new design that will increase X's energy capacity by collecting heart tanks. X's energy meter will instantly increase in size. Oh, okay. He can take more damage than before. X's escape unit will allow him to teleport out of any area in which he has already cleared of robots. This will allow him to explore some areas more fully without the need to travel to the end of the... Oh, okay. So basically... Okay, yeah, I'm just kind of skimming real quick. So this is more of just like, rather than story, it's more of just like a neat way to give you instructions on how to play the game here. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is just cool. Like, I guess at one, they could have just kept going along in this format, but they thought, hey, let's do something a little, interesting to help the player get a couple tips on how the game works in a different way. And I appreciate them mixing. This is very cool. Like, this is a nice manual. This is very cool for me because, again, like I've never actually sat down and studied this manual. I've skimmed it in the past, but I guess because as a kid, playing it at a friend's house, you kind of skip this part usually and just, you want to play the game, and that's how it always has been. It's a very straightforward game. So I never really felt the need to look through. But this is actually one of the reasons why I wanted to make videos like this, is because a lot of this stuff I haven't even really seen myself. So we're getting to see it together. So yeah, this game uses passwords. Oh, this is cool. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, your options mode, just quick little glimpse of the options. But yeah, here we go. So here's the bosses, and look at this. You just get like this is a really nice picture of all the bosses in the game. Like just very nice, detailed, colorful picture to give you an idea of what's to come. I love it. I absolutely love it. And then, okay, yeah, just a little warranty information. And then a lot of manuals, this is very common in manuals for them to give you like an extra page or two of where you can just write notes or passwords. A lot of the times, if there is writing in a Mega Man X manual like this, it'll be passwords. 9 times out of 10, you'll see passwords. I hardly have ever actually seen in a game that has these pages anything but passwords or something similar like cheat codes. But that's it right there. There you go. Actually, though, after reading the inside of the manual, I did not actually read the back of the box, and that is something that I was thinking that I would like to do. So actually, let's come back to the box real quick here. Oh, I love this box. Like I just look, it's Mega Man X. It's so cool. I just love it. All right, so what does the back of the box actually say? Near the end of his life, oh, okay. Near the end of his life, Dr. Light succeeds in creating the first of a new series of robots which will change the world. Able to think and make decisions, this new robot holds great danger as well as great possibilities. That sounds about right. Fearful of the possible consequences of unleashing his creation on the world, Dr. Light decides to seal him in a capsule and test his systems until they are totally reliable. The future will have to decide his fate. Huh. Released from the capsule by Dr. Kane, yeah, that's our guy, X is born into the world of the future where the robot rebellions are a thing of the past. But when Dr. Kane tries to implement Dr. Light's designs into a new series of Reploids, oh, something goes hideously wrong. Hideously wrong. That's pretty wrong if it's hideous. Now the future lies on the brink of destruction, and a new Mega Man must emerge to face Sigma and his forces before the human race is wiped from the planet. Man, that's like dire. Wow. Well, there you have it. Mega Man X, complete in box. And with all the extra little goodies and everything. I hope you all enjoyed this. Like I said, if it seems like people are interested enough, then I'll go ahead and maybe do some more of these. But this was nice. Got to look it over and a bit of nostalgia, and hopefully you all feel the same way. Thanks for watching. You all take care, and good luck. Happy gaming.